James McCune Smith made history by becoming the first regularly educated colored physician in the United States. Find out more about what he did to earn the degree in spite of the dark and desolate valley of racial discrimination which was rife in the United States, especially in New York. Smith was one of the African Americans born into slavery on 18th of April 1813 in Manhattan. In 1827 by the Emancipation Act of New York. Although the liberation did not diminish the segregation the blacks had to battle with. His mother was an enslaved woman named Lavinia. She used to be a slave to Samuel Smith, a white merchant who brought her to New York from South Carolina. Before long, they had an affair and produced James Smith. James grew up with his mother and attended the African Free School, AFS, in Manhattan, where he was described as an exceptionally bright student, and at the age of 15, he became an apprentice to a blacksmith for a year. Upon graduation, he applied to Columbia University and Geneva Medical College respectively, but his application was declined on account of racial discrimination. To fulfill his aspiration, one of Smith's former tutors, Reverend Williams, encouraged him to attend the University of Glasgow. Astonishingly enough, Smith received financial support from the black community and from his AFS connection. As a consequence, he enrolled and completed his studies at the University of Glasgow, and what's more, he obtained a bachelor's degree in 1835, a master's degree in 1836, and a medical degree in 1837. Last but not the least, he obtained an internship in Paris. When Smith returned to Manhattan, he was honored with a hero's welcome. More profoundly, he earned respect as the first African-American physician to run a pharmacy in the nation. Besides, he was an abolitionist and an author of medical journals. He was aptly described as a man of firsts, for he was always the first to break barriers and boundaries. Indeed, he was an embodiment of determination. In the early 1840s, he married Malvina Burnett. Funnily enough, both of them were of African and European descent, traditionally called mulatto. The couple had 11 children, but only 5 made it to adulthood. And as he became economically successful, he built a house in a predominantly white neighborhood. Incidentally, he was not only a physician, he was also a creative writer. As an abolitionist, he delivered lectures to disprove pseudoscientific affirmation concerning black inferiority. Together with that, he spoke highly of African Americans and foretold their transformational impact. Interestingly, Smith was the medical doctor of the Colored Orphan Asylum. He served for 20 years and ensured that there were significant enhancements in medical care. Smith lived his final years in Brooklyn after he and many black families left Manhattan owing to the 1863 draft riots. He died of congestive heart failure in 1865. In 2010, some of Smith's descendants commissioned a new tombstone for his grave in Brooklyn. Thereafter, they honored him and their African American roots.